Most people think power is about starting strong. They are wrong. Power is about ending stronger. Beginnings seduce. Endings decide. And tonight I'll show you the truth. Those who write the ending write the legend. But before we sharpen the blade, here's your move. Subscribe, not because I asked, but because you refuse to be the one in the room who didn't know the playbook. And when you comment, don't waste it on "hi" or "great video." Write the move you'd make if you had to outwit everyone watching this right now. That's how you train the muscle of strategy. Not by talking, but by thinking like a predator in a room full of prey. Now lean in. Because once you see the last move, you'll never start the first the same way again. Law 1. Plan all the way to the end. Power is not decided at the start. It is sealed at the finish. Remember this. Beginnings seduce, but endings decide. The world worships the bold opening move, the entrepreneur unveiling a disruptive idea, the politician igniting a crowd with a speech, the general marching to war with confidence. But history doesn't remember those who start strong. It remembers those who end stronger. A brilliant beginning without a mastered ending is nothing more than fuel for your rival's fire. The headlines vanish, the applause fades, and the victory that felt certain turns to ash. See the last move, then start the first. If you cannot see the ending, you should never begin. A chess grandmaster never moves a single piece without imagining the board 15 moves ahead. The opening matters, only because it builds the path to the checkmate. Most people, however, are not grandmasters. They are gamblers. They bet everything on the thrill of the first win, blind to the trap that waits in the final act. You celebrate early victories, you close the deal, you get the promotion, you win the argument, and you believe the game is over. But the applause blinds you. The champagne tastes sweet, but it hides the poison in the glass. Kodak invented the digital camera decades before anyone else. They won the first move, but they celebrated too soon. They ignored the endgame, how digital would annihilate film, and in the end their own invention buried them. Or the athlete who celebrates before the finish line, only to be overtaken in the final second. The race does not reward the sprint, it rewards the one who controls the ending. What was yours becomes theirs, because you failed to script the last act. Machiavelli warned, prudent princes foresee reversals. They plot contingencies. They never trust fortune to finish what they began. Look at Napoleon. He conquered nations, outmaneuvered kings, and seemed invincible. His beginnings were dazzling. His victories endless. But in Russia, he forgot the endgame. He planned for conquest, not for retreat. He marched in with 500,000 men and limped out with a fraction. His fall wasn't written in the first battle. It was written in the ending he never designed. Leaders fall not in the opening charge, but in the final retreat. Power does not reward those who win the moment. It crowns those who think beyond triumph. This is not theory. In business, in politics, in war, the ending is everything. Imagine a CEO who launches a product without preparing for the backlash, the logistics, the customer support. The launch dazzles, but the aftermath destroys the brand. Or a politician who wins an election on promises but never plans how to deliver. The first step becomes the last, because the ending was never planned. Before you move, design the last frame. Ask yourself, who is humiliated? Who is honored? What story survives in the minds of the crowd? Because when the dust settles, the final story, not the first, shapes your legacy. Winners don't just plan moves, they design outcomes. They build escape routes, off-ramps, and hidden traps before the game even begins. Write your post-mortem now. Imagine your failure in detail, then erase its causes in advance. If you're negotiating a deal, define the credit and the exit before you sign. If you're climbing a career, build kill switches into your projects. So, if they turn against you, you end them on your terms, not theirs. And above all, stop at the peak. Steve Jobs mastered this. At the height of his product reveals, he ended with one more thing. He walked off the stage while the crowd still craved more. Most leaders stay too long. They overreach. They turn triumph into decline. He who owns the ending owns the legend. Because power doesn't belong to those who begin. It belongs to those who write the last line. So plan not for the first victory, but for the last word, the final frame, the closing act. Plan all the way to the end.
Hey guys, we're Strategy, based in Abu Dhabi. We use AI tools to make these concepts come to life, but it's our amazing team who goes deep, breaking down powerful philosophical ideas and showing how they really apply in everyday life. We hope you enjoyed today's content.
Law 2. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. Effort invites imitation and envy. Effortlessness inspires awe. The appearance of ease is the most powerful illusion in existence. It's what separates the admired from the envied, the untouchable from the ordinary. The moment something looks effortless, it ceases to look attainable, and that is the essence of power. Think of the Olympic gymnast. You don't see the 1,000 failures, the torn tendons, the nights spent crying on a cold floor. You see only the landing, perfect, graceful, beyond human. The illusion of ease makes it transcendent. You forget the struggle. You see only control. That is the secret of mastery, hiding the pain until only beauty remains. Hide the grind, display the glide. Michael Jordan never told you about the mornings he trained before dawn, dripping sweat in an empty gym. He let the effortless jump shot tell the story. Lionel Messi doesn't speak of the drills, the exhaustion, the frustration. He simply glides past defenders like gravity forgot him. The effort was real, but the illusion was divine. The moment you reveal your toil, the audience stops believing in your talent. They start to think, if he can do it with that much effort, maybe I can too. And just like that, the myth dies. But you love to narrate your grind. You talk about your late nights, your sacrifices, your process. You explain every trick, every strategy, every struggle. And in doing so, you hand your rivals your blueprint. You turn your mystery into a manual. Magicians understand this better than anyone. The instant they reveal how the trick works, the magic dissolves into mechanics. Awe becomes boredom. Reverence becomes rivalry. And yet, in modern life, people reveal their secrets daily. They document their process, share their tactics, expose the machinery of their greatness. They turn power into content, and then wonder why they're no longer feared, only followed. Even Machiavelli warned, a prince must appear naturally fitted to rule. Not because he is, but because the illusion of destiny makes resistance feel futile. A ruler who exposes the scaffolding of his power, his doubts, his calculations, his sweat, invites rebellion. The moment people see the effort behind your dominance, they begin to think they can replicate it. Queen Elizabeth I mastered this art. Even when her throne trembled, she appeared untouchable. Behind closed doors, her nights were sleepless, her counselors frantic, but to her court she was composed, radiant, divine. The Virgin Queen, ordained by heaven. Her power endured because her effort was invisible. The same law rules modern empires. Apple reveals its products as if they were inevitabilities of design, not the product of countless prototypes, failures, and internal chaos. By the time you see it, it already feels perfect, predestined, obvious. That illusion of inevitability is what creates worship. Or look at Serena Williams. You never see the blood, the strained ligaments, the nights spent rebuilding her strength. You see control, precision, power delivered with grace. You call it talent. She knows it's discipline disguised as destiny, so you must practice this discipline. 1. Separate the workshop from the stage. No one should ever witness your drafts, your missteps, your revisions. Let the chaos happen in darkness. Reveal only the masterpiece. 2. Credit team effort, not secret method. Let others chase the shadow of your success while the substance remains hidden. Feed them fragments, never the formula. 3. Under-narrate the difficulty, over-deliver the result. Tell the story as if it were nothing. Let the outcome roar while your voice whispers. 4. Teach form, never engine. You can share your framework, your mindset, your approach, but never the machinery that makes it work. Give them the map, but leave out the compass. Because if they see how you did it, they will try. If they believe you just are it, they will yield. Power is not in effort. Power is in the illusion of ease. To the masses, mastery should look like magic, a miracle they can witness but never reproduce. So bury your sweat, polish your performance, let your results seem inevitable, effortless, divine. Because nothing commands more awe than mastery that looks like destiny. Law 3. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal. Freedom is an illusion. Power is not about force, persuasion, or charisma. It's about control of perception. It is the art of deciding what choices others believe they have. Most people think power lies in influence, in convincing, arguing, or winning through force. But the highest power lies in shaping the board itself. If you decide the rules of the game, you never need to play it. They move, they act, they choose, and every path still leads back to you. Let them choose, but only from your traps. Look at the casino. Thousands walk in believing they can beat the house. They choose roulette, blackjack, poker, slots. They feel in control, intoxicated by options. But every game, every rule, every deck is designed by the house. The odds are never theirs, the choice is never real, and no matter how they play, the house always wins. That is the essence of control, the freedom that isn't. Even parents understand this law instinctively. Do you want broccoli or carrots? The child beams with pride, thinking they've made a choice, but the parent already won. Vegetables will be eaten. That's the seed of power, defining the boundaries before the decision exists. Now scale that to politics. Democracies often present two parties, both serving the same elite. Referendums offer choice, yet both outcomes expand the ruler's reach. Debates are permitted, but only within safe parameters. The crowd applauds its freedom, never realizing the walls of the cage are invisible. Even in love, this law reigns. Would you prefer Italian or Japanese tonight? Sounds innocent, yet the choice to go out was already decided. Freedom becomes choreography. The dance feels mutual, the direction is not. Choice is the sugar coating, control is the medicine inside. But you argue, you explain, you negotiate. You try to persuade, and in doing so, you give up the initiative. When you argue, they can say no. When you negotiate without shaping the frame, you enter their world. You think in terms of victory. They think in terms of options. And because you never controlled the field, your win becomes their permission. Modern power has mastered this invisibly. Netflix gives you endless options, endless freedom. You scroll through thousands of choices, believing you command your attention. But every thumbnail, every suggestion, every pause is engineered to keep you inside. You are not choosing. You are being guided. Your freedom is curated, and because it feels like choice, You never resist it. Machiavelli understood this before algorithms. He praised rulers who gave the people the illusion of liberty while keeping the substance of control. Festivals, councils, elections, theater for the masses, structure for the throne. He wrote that men judge more by the eye than by the hand. Give them the illusion of freedom, and they will kneel to the invisible hand guiding it. The Roman emperors mastered this too. They filled the Colosseum with blood and spectacle, letting the mob roar with power, thumbs up, thumbs down. But every fighter, every coin, every cheer served imperial propaganda. The illusion of choice pacified the masses. The emperor ruled not by iron, but by spectacle. Today it is subtler, but deadlier. Apple never asks, "Do you want an iPhone or a Samsung?" It whispers, "Do you want the iPhone Pro or the Pro Max?" Both choices lead to the same altar. Airlines don't ask, "Do you want to fly or not?" They ask, "Basic seat or upgrade?" Either way, you pay more and thank them for the privilege. Social media gives you infinite content, but filters what you see. You think you scroll freely. In truth, you swim in a net of someone else's design. This is curated freedom, the sweetest, most addictive kind. So how do you wield it? Frame the field. Design the range of options before they enter the game. Every outcome should benefit you. A yes and a no must both advance your purpose. Compress the horizon. Deadlines, scarcity, sunk costs. These force decisions inside your arena. They act fast before they can invent alternatives. Refuse softly. Never block directly. Redirect. Offer a better option, one that still leads exactly where you want them. Make compliance feel voluntary. Loyalty programs, memberships, insider access. These are gilded cages that people thank you for locking. The secret is the invisibility of control. Once they see the cage, they'll fight it. But if the walls are transparent, if the field feels infinite, they will never leave. True control is not about chains. It's about shaping choice. They believe they are free, and because they believe it, they never rebel. The most dangerous ruler doesn't shackle hands. He shackles horizons. He limits thought, compresses vision, and lets people mistake obedience for freedom. And when they thank you for giving them the illusion of choice, that's when you know you've already won. Law 4. Play to people's fantasies. Reality repels. Fantasy recruits. People don't follow the truth. They follow the dream. They follow those who decorate their prisons, who make obedience feel divine. Look around you. No one truly wants truth. Truth is sharp, cold, and heavy. It exposes, it wounds, it demands responsibility. People crave comfort wrapped in wonder. Stories that turn struggle into destiny, suffering into purpose. Give them meaning, not measurements. Give them magic, not math. When Steve Jobs unveiled the first iPhone, he didn't speak of processors or circuit boards. He said, "An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator, all in one device." The crowd gasped, not at the specs, but at the story, the fantasy of holding the future in their hands. Jobs didn't sell a product. He sold prophecy. Feed dreams, not data. Politicians understand this instinctively. They don't win by presenting balance sheets. They win by promising rebirth, transformation, salvation. Franklin Roosevelt didn't deliver an economic lecture. He gave the nation a spell. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. Every great movement, political, religious, or cultural, begins not with proof, but with story. Religions built civilizations on this law. They didn't hand you cosmic equations. They handed you paradise, meaning eternity. They gave the suffering man a throne in the afterlife. It wasn't truth that united billions. It was fantasy, organized, elegant, divine. But you cling to the delusion of truth. You confront, correct, enlighten. You believe that logic persuades, that facts will set you free. They won't. Facts bore. Truth bruises. Fantasy binds. Look at Kodak. They sold sensors and pixels, cold truths. Apple sold dreams, the fantasy of capturing life in your pocket. One vanished. The other became legend. Even in love, this law reigns. The friend who corrects you with facts earns respect but not loyalty. The friend who makes you feel understood, even through illusion, earns your devotion. People follow the comforter, not the corrector. Machiavelli knew this centuries ago. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few feel what you are. The wise ruler appears virtuous, even if he's venomous. He projects divine favor, even when he manufactures it. Because myth outlasts truth. Alexander the Great spread the rumor that he was born of gods. Caesar staged omens and prophecies to crown himself destiny's chosen. Did their soldiers analyze policy? No, they marched under the light of myth. Fantasy fuels loyalty. Truth only fuels doubt. The wise ruler becomes the story people need to believe. He is not merely obeyed, he is worshipped. Marketing, politics, religion, celebrity, all are temples built on this same foundation. Coca-Cola doesn't sell sugar water. It sells happiness in a bottle. Luxury brands don't sell leather. They sell the fantasy of being untouchable, envied, divine. Politicians don't sell policies, they sell transformation. Hope, change, make America great again. These words don't explain, they enchant. People don't want to be corrected, they want to be delivered. So here's how you master the illusion. Identify their private myth. Every person has one. Immortality, freedom, redemption, power, love. Find it. Feed it. Wrap your reality in fantasy. Sell fitness as immortality, not exercise. Sell investment as freedom, not finance. Sell leadership as destiny, not management. Speak in symbols, a crown, a ritual, a slogan. These move hearts faster than graphs ever can. Protect the illusion. Don't show the machinery. Never let them see the strings behind the puppet. The crowd wants to believe the magic, not understand it. Truth persuades minds. Fantasy commands armies. Those who control facts win arguments. Those who control fantasies win history. Law 5. Discover each man's thumbscrew. Every fortress has a hidden gate. And that gate is not made of stone or steel. It is made of emotion, a wound, a hunger, a secret craving that overrules reason. Kings, CEOs, soldiers, lovers, all wear armor. They perform strength, they project control. But behind every mask is a fracture, the one point that turns defiance into obedience. Find it and the fortress falls without a fight. Find the wound, press it, slowly. A skilled interrogator doesn't rely on fists or threats. They listen. They watch the eyes. A twitch when family is mentioned, a hesitation when money comes up. They find the fracture. Then they press, gently, methodically, until the subject crumbles under the gravity of their own fear. It is the same in power. In negotiation, in leadership, in war, the victory does not go to the strongest. It goes to the one who diagnoses. Ask a vendor for a discount and they refuse. Mention their competitor and they fold. Their weakness wasn't in the price, it was in their pride. You, however, treat everyone the same. You argue instead of analyze. You use charm when you should use leverage. You talk when you should listen. That is why you lose. Because without precision, every word becomes noise. A salesman who delivers the same pitch to every buyer sells to no one. One client wants prestige, another safety, another power. Speak to the wrong hunger, and your words die in the air. Speak to the right one, and their resistance dissolves. Julius Caesar mastered this. When he dealt with men, he never offered the same prize twice. To some, he promised gold. To others, glory. To others, still, mercy. Each man's loyalty was tied to his own private desire. Caesar conquered not only with legions, but with leverage. Machiavelli wrote, "Men are driven by two forces, fear and love." Your task is to discover which rules the man before you. Is he moved by admiration or by terror? By greed or by guilt? By vanity or by vengeance? Once you know, you own him. Winston Churchill understood this during the darkest hours of World War II. The British could not be bribed with comfort or blinded by optimism. Their lever was pride, so he pressed it. We shall never surrender. No statistics, no promises, just the one emotion his people could not resist: defiance. And through that screw, he held a nation together. Every master of men knows this truth. Control begins with forensic empathy. To manipulate, you must first understand. To command, you must first diagnose. Executives hide insecurity behind ambition. Influencers hide it behind virtue. Politicians hide it behind loyalty. Your job is to see through the mask, to find the wire that moves the puppet. Jeff Bezos saw that customers didn't crave bargains, they craved convenience. He pressed that lever: one-click ordering, prime delivery, instant gratification. The world obeyed. Lyndon B. Johnson read men like open ledgers. He knew who owed money, who feared exposure, who needed validation. He didn't persuade, he pressed. Votes bent. Power followed. Even in personal life, the pattern repeats. The man who boasts of wealth fears poverty. The woman who flaunts loyalty fears abandonment. The friend who mocks others' success bleeds from envy. Every show of strength conceals a hidden nerve. So how do you find it? Watch reactions. A flicker of envy when another is praised. A pause when a weakness is mentioned. These are breadcrumbs to the lever. Test subtly. Offer praise, hint at opportunity, or apply mild threat. See which string tightens first. Trade protection for obedience. When you discover their vulnerability, offer shelter. They'll call it loyalty. You'll call it control. Never reveal your knowledge. Power dies in confession. Keep it quiet. Use it often. Power doesn't begin when you speak louder or strike harder. It begins the moment you find what they cannot resist. Every man has a screw. Every fortress has a gate. Your task is to find it, turn it, and watch the walls fall quietly at your feet.
Thanks for spending time with us. If this sparked a new way of thinking, hit like and subscribe to keep the ideas flowing. And don't forget, check the description for the links to the original books and resources we used today. We'll see you in the next one.